I'm grateful and very much supporting her argument. I wonder whether she heard the interview early in the morning on Radio 4's Today programme a couple of weeks ago by a business analyst who predicted the end of the universal service, door-to-door service, because he said that it's going to be impossible for the Royal Mail, faced with this unfair competition, to sustain that. Now, the universal service is in statute, but it doesn't specify, would she agree, exactly what that means. It could mean a collection from a central collection point, not door-to-door.
I think my honourable friend is absolutely right, and of course he has a very long track record and a great expertise on these issues. And one of the concerns is that in a number of years' time, when the House considers this matter, if we don't take action now, then there will be serious proposals for a reduction in the kind of service that people receive in this country. And I think what we're hoping is that the government will take action now to make sure that we're not faced with that problem. Because the reality at the moment is that Royal Mail still deliver 99% of the mail in the UK. And our concern is that given the expansion plans that are taking place now by TNT in particular, and of course there may be other providers as well, that situation could change very quickly. Royal Mail themselves estimate that the expansion strategy of TNT could result in over £200 million reduction in Royal Mail revenue by the year 2017-2018. The reality is that much of the most profitable section of the market, which is the business mail, is already handled by companies other than Royal Mail, and indeed has been for some considerable period of time. There has also been a significant reduction in the volume of letters over the last decade, which also continues to put pressure on the universal service obligation. Royal Mail is subject to vigorous and rigorous performance standards. Their competitors are not subject to the same standards. There is also no requirement on competitors to report on service standards, as Ofcom says service standards are driven by market forces. There are, however, as my honourable friend for Hackney has already pointed out, many concerns about the poor quality of service that customers are receiving from TNT in areas where TNT are operating, and indeed there are many concerns about the terms and conditions of the workforce, which are considerably lower than those of the workforce of Royal Mail. This motion before us today, I believe, is a moderate one. It calls on Ofcom to carry out a full review and to come forward with proposals for regulation to create a level playing field in the postal services market. In particular, I would ask that Ofcom consider whether a compensation fund could be established to support the provision of the universal service, and which could be used to collect contributions from those who benefit from providing end-to-end service without the requirements of meeting the universal service. I would also ask Ofcom to consider whether the general service conditions that apply to Royal Mail at the moment could also apply to other operators, and whether those conditions should be extended to all operators rather than one specific operator. I would also ask that we should look at whether we should remove the requirement on Royal Mail to allow access to its network to other operators. Honourable members who regularly visit the postal depots in their constituencies at Christmas will know that concerns have been raised by the workforce about this issue for many, many years, and there's no doubt that that requirement to deliver mails for others has for many years been very much a burden on Royal Mail.